The ancient city of Susa, mentioned in biblical texts such as the books of Daniel and Esther, has once again appeared in international discussions. But this time, not because of an archaeological discovery or a new historical study. The reason is quite different. Recent reports of military tensions, strategic movements, and attacks inside Iranian territory are leading researchers, historians, and geopolitical analysts to once again look toward a region that has long preserved some of the oldest layers of human history. Susa, known in the Bible as Shushan the Citadel, is located in what is now the Khuzestan province in southwestern Iran. Over thousands of years, this region has been the stage for empires, wars, reconstructions, and shifts in power. Today, as the world watches rising tensions in the Middle East, many are turning their attention back to this territory, where ancient history and modern reality seem to intersect in unexpected ways. The question that some observers have begun asking is intriguing. Could something else be happening beneath the same land where more than 2 millennia ago, Persian kings ruled one of the largest empires of the ancient world? To understand why this place continues to draw so much attention, it is necessary to step back in time. The province of Khuzestan, where the ruins of Susa are located, sits in one of the most historically strategic regions of the Middle East. Positioned near the Persian Gulf and ancient trade routes, this area has been occupied by multiple civilizations since the earliest periods of recorded history. Among those civilizations was the ancient Persian Empire, which expanded dramatically between the 6th and 4th centuries BC. It was during this time that Susa became one of the main administrative centers of the empire. Historians point out that kings such as Darius I and Xerxes I used the city as one of their royal capitals. Massive palaces were constructed, monumental structures appeared, and the city began receiving delegations from the many peoples who lived within the empire's vast territory. Archaeological excavations carried out throughout the 19th and 20th centuries revealed the grandeur of this ancient center. Archaeologists uncovered enormous columns, decorative reliefs, inscriptions written in multiple languages, and artifacts that help explain how the Persian Empire administered such a large territory. These discoveries were initially led by French archaeological missions and later by international research teams. Many artifacts discovered in Susa are now part of important museum collections, including exhibits at the Louvre Museum in Paris. According to UNESCO, the archaeological site of Susa is considered one of the most important locations for studying the civilizations of the ancient Near East. In 2015, the site was officially added to the UNESCO World Heritage List, recognizing its historical and cultural significance. But Susa is not only important for archaeologists. For those who study biblical texts, the city carries even deeper meaning. In the Book of Esther, for example, Susa serves as the primary setting for the story. It is within this city that the narrative describes life inside the Persian court and the events surrounding Queen Esther and her cousin Mordecai. The account describes royal banquets, political decrees, and the functioning of the imperial administration. For scholars, these descriptions offer valuable insight into the political structure of the Persian Empire during that time. In the Book of Daniel, Susa also appears as the setting for one of the prophet's visions. The text states that Daniel experienced a vision while he was in the citadel of Susa, suggesting the strategic importance during that historical period. For many scholars of biblical history, these references reinforce the idea that Susa was a major political center of the ancient world. But what makes the current situation particularly intriguing is the contrast between past and present. While archaeologists continue studying the remains of this ancient Persian capital, modern reports have increasingly mentioned the same region in a completely different context. In recent years, Khuzestan province has frequently appeared in geopolitical analyses related to Iran's national security. Reports published by international outlets such as Reuters and the Wall Street Journal indicate that several areas within Iranian territory have undergone major military infrastructure development over the past decades. These projects include underground complexes, strategic tunnel systems, and bases that form part of the country's defense network. As tunnel systems and platforms and protected command centers, according to international security experts, the construction of underground military bases aims to protect critical equipment from potential airstrikes. Iran, like several other countries in the region, has invested heavily in underground infrastructure as a way to strengthen its defensive capabilities.
Military analysis reports published by research institutions and news organizations suggest that these facilities are often built inside mountains or beneath remote areas, using extensive tunnel networks designed for protection and concealment. This type of infrastructure allows strategic equipment to remain hidden and reduces the likelihood of detection by satellites or reconnaissance drones. Over the years, Iranian authorities have occasionally released images of some of these installations, showing underground corridors where missiles and other military equipment are reportedly stored. These images have been examined by defense specialists who believe the country has developed a complex network of underground bases across different parts of its territory. Khuzestan province appears in some of these reports as one of the regions where important strategic installations exist. This happens for several reasons. First, because of the region's geographic location near the Persian Gulf and key maritime routes. Second, because of the presence of major oil fields, making the area economically vital to the country. Third, because the region has historically been considered strategically important throughout different historical periods. All these factors contribute to Khuzestan remaining a territory of both historical and military relevance. And this is where one of the most fascinating aspects of this story emerges. In the same territory where modern military installations exist today, the ruins of one of the oldest cities mentioned in biblical texts still remain. On one side, archaeologists continue digging through layers of earth that reveal structures built more than 2,000 years ago. On the other side, security analysts discuss networks of tunnels and underground bases that form part of modern military strategy. This overlap between different eras creates a symbolic landscape. Beneath the same ground where ancient civilizations once flourished, new structures are now being built for completely different purposes. Historians often point out that regions such as Khuzestan accumulate thousands of years of continuous history. Civilizations emerged, disappeared, were replaced by others, and left traces that can still be studied today. Cities were destroyed and rebuilt multiple times over the centuries. Empires rose, expanded, and eventually collapsed. Yet some of these regions have remained inhabited and strategically important up to the present day. Susa is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Throughout its long history, the city was inhabited by different peoples, including the Elamites, Persians, Greeks, and Parthians. Each period left archaeological evidence that scholars continue to study. These layers of occupation help researchers reconstruct how various civilizations lived and developed within the same territory. For that reason, Susa remains a location of enormous scientific importance. Studying the city helps historians better understand not only the Persian Empire, but also the broader development of civilizations throughout the ancient Near East. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, Susa is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in recorded history. Archaeological evidence suggests that the region has been inhabited for more than 5,000 years. This reinforces the idea that the territory contains multiple layers of history accumulated over millennia. For this reason, any modern developments in the region inevitably spark curiosity. When military tensions arise or strategic installations are mentioned in international reports, some researchers naturally begin examining the area again, seeking to understand how a region so ancient continues to have relevance today. However, historians and archaeologists approach these topics with caution. There is currently no evidence that archaeological ruins are being used directly for military purposes. What does exist, according to international security reports, are strategic installations located in different parts of the province. The geographic proximity between historical sites and modern infrastructure may raise interesting questions, but archaeological research in Susa continues independently. International institutions remain involved in monitoring and preserving the archaeological site. Researchers continue analyzing artifacts, structures, and historical records that help reconstruct the region's long and complex past. Meanwhile, in the modern geopolitical landscape, Iranian territory remains under close observation by analysts and governments around the world. This contrast between past and present may be the most fascinating element of the entire story. Within the same territory, two completely different realities coexist. On one side lie the ruins of a city where ancient Persian kings once ruled an empire that stretched across vast regions of the known world. On the other side stand modern structures built within the context of national security and strategic defense. This meeting of distant eras inevitably raises questions. How many stories still remain hidden beneath the soil of places like Susa? How many layers of civilization remain buried, waiting to be discovered? And how do regions that once served as centers of power in the ancient world continue influencing global affairs in unexpected ways? For historians, these questions are part of everyday work. Every excavation reveals only a small fragment of a much larger past, and each discovery helps us better understand how ancient civilizations shaped the world we live in today. In the case of Susa, the city remains one of the key locations for understanding the structure of the Persian Empire and the historical background of several biblical accounts. At the same time, modern geopolitical realities show that the region continues to hold strategic importance in today's world. This contrast between past and present ensures that the territory remains under close attention. As the world continues to observe rising tensions in the Middle East, beneath the same land where modern military installations now exist, lie the ruins of a city that once served as the stage for stories written thousands of years ago. Sources referenced in this report include information from UNESCO regarding the Susa archaeological site, historical data published by the Encyclopedia Britannica, research from the Bible Archaeology Society concerning Persian Empire cities, and geopolitical analysis reported by international outlets such as Reuters, The Wall Street Journal, and Iran International.